If you've scrolled through some of NBA forums, you've probably come across one or two embarrassing stories. As much as we wish the NBA industry was just about sports, it's not. Every now and then you come across a story that gives you secondhand embarrassment and makes you question what goes on in the industry. Today we're looking at some of the most embarrassing NBA moments in history. Some of these moments might give you a laugh while others might make you cringe. Either way, you've been warned. But before we continue, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Let's begin. Mommy goes out. Surprisingly, first on our list is not an NBA player, but a family member of a player. Gloria James, the mother of basketball player LeBron James, has done much to draw attention to her son, but we're afraid not all this attention is positive. Gloria is shown in headlines quite often for all the wrong reasons. She's been suspected to be sexually involved with Delonte West, a former NBA player. Perhaps one of the worst incidents was of Gloria assaulting a valet working on camera. It's no wonder with a family like this that LeBron keeps losing fans. Eddie Griffin's drunken adventure. Next up, we have Eddie Griffin and his drunken adventures. On March 30, 2006, Eddie rammed his Cadillac Escalade into a Chevy Suburban outside a store in Minnesota. This was no accident though. According to witnesses, Eddie was driving drunk. That's not all. We wish this was a simple DUI, but it gets even more embarrassing. According to witnesses, Eddie was not appropriately dressed when he hit the Suburban. Doesn't end here. There's more. Apparently, Eddie also told not one, but multiple passerbys that he was watching a pornographic film, was also performing not so appropriate sexual acts while driving. Talk about embarrassing. Isaiah Thomas's tenure as Knicks general manager and coach. At number 3, we have Isaiah Thomas's tenure as the New York Knicks general manager and coach. The team had to go through a terrible 23-59 season during 2008 to 2009, all thanks to his horrible guidance. Not only did Thomas completely destroy the franchise during his tenure, but he also made sexual advances toward the former Knicks marketing executive Anusha Brown Sanders. The Knicks had to pay $11.6 million for the damage caused by Thomas. He was kicked out after the end of the 2009 season. Thomas was not only a terrible manager and coach, but also a creep, it seems. The 1918 game. For the next one, we're taking a dive back in time. If you're a die-hard NBA fan, you may have heard of the legendary yet embarrassing 19-18 game. If not, let us tell you about this particular match. Picture this. It's the 1950 to 1951 season. The Minnesota Lakers are one of the best teams in the league, boosting players like George Milken, Jim Pollard, and Vern Mickelson. Facing them on November 22, 1950 were the Fort Wayne Pistons. Given the reputation the Lakers held, one would imagine they won the game, right? Nope. The final score was 19-15 in favor of the Pistons. You may be thinking that one defeat during the season isn't that embarrassing. You're right, losing the match isn't. It's the way the Lakers were defeated. After Murray Mendenhall, head coach of the Pistons, promised a tussle before the match, the team went on to hold the ball for as long as 5 minutes without taking a shot. The match ended 19-15 with the Pistons winning. Mikan was the only Lakers player with 4 field goals. Talk about embarrassing way to win and lose. As mortifying as this match was, it did help introduce the 24-second shot clock. Michael Jordan's gambling issues. Number 5, we have a figure who's well known in and out of the league. Even if you don't watch the NBA matches religiously, you've probably heard of Michael Jordan. You may have even heard of his gambling issues if you follow celebrity gossip close enough. There's no denying Michael Jordan's skill when it comes to basketball. However, his gambling habits have also been well documented, especially during the early 1990s, which also makes them hard to deny. Jordan's gambling habits were made public when a book called Michael and Me, Our Gambling Addiction, My Cry for Help was published. Richard Esquinas, the author of the book, was a sports businessman and used to play golf with Michael. Esquinas claimed that the player owed over $1.252 million over the course of a few years, even though Michael claimed he had paid around $900,000 and the remaining tab was only $300,000. The player is quick to clear his tab. The only thing was such a mess that Carla Knaffel, a woman Esquinas was having an affair with, had also tried to extort money from Michael through a failed paternity suit. People even speculated that Michael's retirement from the NBA was in actuality a suspension due to his gambling habits. These are, of course, just rumors, and nothing as of such has been confirmed regarding Michael's retirement. Rose's sub for the SAT. Number 6 on our list is Derrick Rose. Almost everyone has had to deal with a bad bad test or two. However, it seems that Derrick Rose could no longer deal with this failure. Apparently, Rose failed the SAT, not once, but 3 times, after which he got someone to pass the SAT test for him so that he could attend Memphis and play for John Calipari. As a result, the NCAA vacated Memphis's 2007-08 runner-up season when the Tigers lost to Kansas in the championship game. Greg Oden's nudes leaked. At number 7, we have Greg Oden's nudes leaking onto the internet. We all know how scary the internet can be. Once something gets uploaded on the internet, it can never truly be taken down. Greg's continuous bad streak throughout his NBA career had already put him under some harsh criticism. When the player's nudes started floating around the internet in 2008, you can imagine the heat he'd be under. A failing career was disappointing enough, the poor man had to deal with leaked nudes as well. Those are one pair of shoes we wouldn't want to be in. Jason Williams shoots his driver. This next incident is embarrassing and horrific. In 2002, Jason Williams, who was then 34 years old, shot at his limo driver, Kostas Christofi, with a gun. Yeah, you heard that correctly, it gets worse. According to Williams, he was only playing around with the gun. However, in 2010, he pleaded aggravated assault. Williams was playing in the league when this incident took place. The incident is not only horrible and cruel, it's also an embarrassment for the league. Tim Hardaway's homophobic behavior. At number 9, we have Tim Hardaway's homophobic behavior. During 2007, NBA player John Amaechi came out as gay. Amaechi, who played in the league from 1995 up until 2003, became the first NBA player to openly come out about his sexuality. When Hardaway was asked to comment on the matter, he said, I hate gay people, so I let it be known. I don't like gay people and I don't like to be around gay people. I'm homophobic. I don't like it. Shouldn't be in the world or in the United States. After his disgusting comment, you can imagine how much his image as a person and as an NBA player plummeted. Latrell Sprewell chokes his coach. Another story that's horrifying and embarrassing. In December 1997, Latrell Sprewell, who was then the guard of the Golden State Warriors, had a small fallout with his coach, PJ Carlesimo. It seemed that the latter had asked Sprewell to pack more of a punch in his passes. It's safe to assume that Sprewell did not take light to the criticism. Sprewell was so upset over the matter that he proceeded to choke the head coach. Not only this, but the player also landed a few punches at Carlesimo. The NBA was quite displeased with Sprewell's violent behavior and he was suspended for the remainder of the 97-98 games. Sprewell had to miss around 68 games due to his misconduct. Pacers brawl versus Diet Coke Cup. At number 11, we have Ron Artest and his anger issues. Known as the bad boy of the league and the punching bag of the fans, Artest's immature behaviors earned him a spot in this list. If you watch NBA matches regularly, you may recall this incident. It all started with a cup of Diet Coke, which was thrown at Artest from the stands. After being attacked by the cup, Artest charged towards the stands in anger. Let's just say it wasn't a pleasant incident, and leave the rest up to your imagination. The whole incident led to a 146-game-long suspension for Artest, creating one of the most embarrassing incidents in NBA history. By now, you've probably realized after looking at the incidents in this list that the NBA is definitely a lot more than just sports. The league has its share of gossip, rumors, and embarrassing moments. From embarrassing family members to anger issues, we've seen it all during the league. Fortunately, these incidents only occur occasionally, and the attention of the audience is usually on the performance of players. Which incidents did you find most embarrassing or cringeworthy? Let us know in the comments what you think of the matter.